The boy discovered a magic door in the forest and curiously went inside. He found that inside was like a paradise on earth with glowing fairies everywhere in the sky. A tree spirit that hadn't bathed in hundreds of years seemed to smell the scent of a human. It lay on the ground, took a sip of fairy spring water, and then took out a treasure from its pocket to show off to its husband. It was a bubble machine it had picked up in the city. The boy found its shape peculiar and wanted to take a photo, but the tree spirit nervously glanced at the wooden house. Then out came an old witch who had lived for thousands of years. It turned out she was the owner of this fairyland and the two tree spirits were its guardians. At this moment, the boy still didn't realize the seriousness of the situation. He was drooling over the tempting bright red fairy fruit, and the next second his feet were bound by the old witch's magic, and then the toy from the tree spirit's pocket was thrown to the ground. It turned out that this tree spirit was playful and secretly slipped into the mortal world, which is why the boy was attracted here. In a fit of anger, the old witch turned the boy into a little piglet, but the tree spirit couldn't bear to see the boy turned into a pig, so it secretly used magical herbs to turn him back to his original form. However, the magic was insufficient and it couldn't remove his pig nose. When he saw his reflection, he cried out in fear. The tree spirit hurriedly took out a wild vegetable as a snack for him, but the boy wanted to taste the magical fruit from the tree. Unfortunately, his feet were already bound by ropes. The tree spirit told him that the magical fruit's effects were too strong, and the child definitely wouldn't be able to handle it if he ate it. The boy could only swallow his saliva while looking at the tempting berries. At night, the tree spirit held him in its arms to sleep, and the next day, upon waking, found that the boy had already disappeared. It turns out he quietly escaped back to the human world while the tree spirit was asleep. His friends were not surprised by his pig nose, thinking it was just a prop. Then the boy went to the hospital to visit his bedridden grandmother, and seeing her in pain made him feel particularly upset. At that moment, he suddenly remembered the magical fruit from the fairyland, so he ran back to find the old witch. But at this time, the old witch had already gone out. The boy pleaded with the tree spirit to pick a fairy fruit to cure his grandmother, but the tree spirit didn't dare make such a decision. If the old witch found out, she would beat him to death.